Hey, Pedro.
What's up, bud?
Welcome to another episode
Of the Who Do You Think You Are podcast.
And this is episode 111, friends. In your nostrils and out your mouth. You're supposed to do it as I say, not
Oh,
directly
sorry.
after.
Sorry. I always do the commands afterwards. I never do it along with
Really?
the videos. Yeah.
Dude,
I thought that was supposed to. That's how you do
you would
it.
drive a monk crazy.
A monk?
Yeah.
I'm not hanging around with monks, dude.
Why?
Okay. They're too relaxed. Somebody that's that relaxed, I can't trust, dude. Somebody that's chill about life right now, I can't, dude.
Yeah, you'd be like, turn on the news.
Yeah, dude.
Are you even on
Do y'all
Facebook?
get
Are you on Facebook?
y'all get satellite up in the Himalayas or what, dude? Like,
They actually do 15 minutes of news usually a week. I think they do.
and that's probably why they meditate so long. Be like, can you believe this shit? I'm gonna go zone out for 16 hours a
It
day.
really would be wild. I know we've made that. Actually, I need to turn off the AC and that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Keep the conversation rolling, Pedro. It's up to you.
I don't know, man. See, like the way I've always felt about monks, they're just too relaxed about everything. What, like, you can't sit still for 16 hours a day. Like, that's not normal. The body shouldn't do that. Do you think?
Well,
Like, the body should not be able to sit for 16 hours straight.
I've done DMT, so
Yeah. Sorry, bro. You're so woke, man.
you have to realize that I'm not the same person I used to be the last 109 episodes.
I'm not as good as I once was. That's a country song.
So anything that I've said inappropriate, anytime I've misspoken, just realize that was the old version of me, and I've experienced an ego death.
The non-DMT.
Yes, because if Jesus died on the cross for us, what service are you doing back to Jesus if you're not killing multiple versions of yourself on a daily, weekly, momentary basis? So that old version of me is dead. I agree with you. You should have canceled him when he had the chance. He said some outlandish things that I don't agree with.
Old
He was-
non-DMT
yeah,
Nick? Or?
I don't like the direction he was going. I don't like the things that he was saying. I don't like that
He had
would
a pretty big following, man.
I don't like that he would see something on his Facebook news and then talk about it the day of. You know?
Yeah.
So I ingest the news. I think about it. I go to multiple sources.
This new Nick.
If there's a clip that they show of a guy getting shot, what's the clip 5 minutes before that?
Yeah.
You know?
Context, baby.
What happened 5 minutes after that
How
when
do
they
you-
say
can- are
cut,
we just-
scene, cut?
Are we just jumping? Yeah, right.
You know?
Director.
So who knows?
Are we jumping right into that? Like, how that was pretty wild last week. How do you feel about the whole Kyle Rittenhouse scenario?
Well, okay, so this is actually exactly, and so last week was our DMT episode, and I'm sure I'll keep on bringing that up for the next.
It was the rest of your life. Yeah,
I mean, it was an amazing experience. It
Yeah.
really was, man. It was mind blowing. You know, the craziest thing about it was
I know last
and
week
not
we didn't have-
Rittenhouse, the fact that we could have talked about all that stuff, and I had a lot of views at that time about what happened, and then as the news unfolded into more things, and I became more aware of both sides, and I don't know if I have a stance on it, but also I feel like I've consumed both sides, more news than I originally did. But to the DMT thing, what's so crazy about it, man, is just the fact that you leave this plane of existence, but the fact that you come back down to reality so quickly. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember the next morning I was walking my dog and I was like, what the fuck happened last night for 15 minutes?
I could tell you.
But I was still... But now I'm back, like with the thing, like with mushrooms, it's like you come off of mushrooms after 6 hours and you slowly fade back in and you slowly see like reality become normal again. With DMT, it's like it gets so loose,
you're right
it's so
back.
crazy, and then all of a sudden you're fucking right back in this
Welcome
suit,
back.
dude. And you're watching, Jacob Blake. Is that his name? I think. Jacob
Yeah.
Blake. So
The African American.
So yeah, to answer that question, so what I saw, I think that was Monday or Tuesday that happened, and I think it was I believe it was Monday because I remember just only seeing the video clip of him getting shot 7 fucking times in the
Yeah.
back, which is fucking insane. It's a lot of
Yeah.
times to be shot.
That is definitely a lot of times to be shot. And like That you're right, because like we didn't see the video prior to that. You know, the only thing that was shown was him walking around, the policeman chasing him, grabbing him by the shirt, and pop, pop, pop.
And
you know,
starting
empty the
at
clip.
the hood of his car, not behind the car when he was like on the ground.
Yeah, because I guess they tased him before.
Yeah, and it
like
didn't
they tried to
work.
use a taser,
Yeah.
and that didn't work. And then he's like, "I'm gonna go to my." Did he say something? See, I'm fucking way out of the loop too, because did he say something like, "I'm gonna go grab my gun that's in my glove compartment" or something like that? Because I heard that like.
Then a knife, some people saw
Thrown
they
out there,
had,
yeah.
or that he was.
But 7 times, dude.
That's the crazy thing. I mean, that's what's so fucked
I'm surprised he's alive, because that was point blank range, dude. He was
paralyzed,
literally right behind him.
and handcuffed to his hospital bed, which
I wonder
is
if
also fucked up.
Oh, damn. I wonder if he's gonna run away. What the fuck, dude? He's a paraplegic now. He's not gonna run anywhere.
It's just like a insult to injury.
But like, what was the cop? Do you think the cop intentionally maybe didn't fire to kill? Like maybe he.
I don't think he's
7 times. No, dude, because that's ridiculous, dude. 7 times. That's the whole thing. Like, I have an issue with. I understand the cop's trying to do his job, this and that, but 7 times seems fucking, and for lack of a better word, overkill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's insane.
it just
Shoot him in
seems
the
way
leg, too. And I mean, even if it's in the back, like, isn't one shot enough? Like 7 times, dude. That's like
with his
cartel
4
shit.
kids,
That's
like,
cartel
yeah,
shit, man.
with his 4 kids in there.
It's disgusting. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was mad.
But yeah, like I said, so I was
It smells
outraged.
So good. You just lit it up. No, you're good.
I was outraged because that's all you saw. Then you hear the story, and I don't know who to believe. I don't know which side is actually telling the truth either. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But the thing also, it's like, what was he getting arrested for? They don't even ever really say that. They say
he had a warrant.
Well, yeah, but they said he was.
I think he like raped an 11-year-old.
That was like a pass warrant or something.
Yeah, I think
but,
so.
But is that why they detained? Because they said he was resisting arrest. A resisting arrest for what?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, so you shot and killed him for resisting arrest, but what was your resisting arrest for? Like, why is that not covered? Why are we not talking about those things? And then yes, they talk about his past criminal record, which, like with all these people that we bring up, a lot of people have fucking
George Floyd.
past.
Yeah, like everybody has a record.
Yeah,
you know?
the people that, we're jumping ahead here, but Rittenhouse was 2 people he killed. They had histories.
Everybody besides fucking Breonna Taylor, like she was just chilling at home, right?
Yeah, it's so fucked up.
That was fucked up too, man. I don't know, man. It's just it's a fucking iffy climate right now.
And they were in another raid too, the Breonna Taylor case. Did you know that?
They were what?
And like they were in another raid that went bad as well in
Oh
2016.
shit, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Killed people.
I don't know. It's just everything just seems so. It's hard. It's like I'm having a hard time. Like it's almost affecting me. Like it's so weird to say, but it's like I said this a couple of weeks ago. Like I just don't feel like myself. You know what I'm saying? It feels so weird. Maybe it is a fucking midlife crisis because I mean I'm fucking 30.
Yeah.
My projecting 60 plus, hopefully a little more, but.
Yeah, you're on the back 4 for sure. Is that what they say?
Back 9.
Yeah, but you are on the back 4.
Why?
You got 4 holes left.
I bet. Let's still be the back 9. Just
No, because you've already
16 in.
You're on the back half of the 9.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
But I don't know. It's just it feels weird. Like everything going on. I feel honestly more so like Facebook is just. My screen time's been crazy, man. I think
toxic,
I'm just, dude. It's really toxic, and I feel like it's affecting me in like a reality type of way. Like I'm battling voices inside, and that sounds like depression or whatever, but it's not. I don't feel depressed. It's just anxious and nervous, almost in a sense. I don't know. It's weird. That's why I went and got blood work done and shit, dude. I was like, I'm just not feeling myself. I'm gonna go check shit out, and everything came out fine, but. I don't know. It's weird, and I think it's the fact, that everything that's going on is definitely affecting us. You know how fucking reptile people feed off of negative energies? Like
they're winning, dude.
They're definitely winning. I feel the negative energies, and I don't want to feel them, dude. It's sad, man.
Well, you can do a lot to fight off the negative energy.
Yeah.
I mean, you absorb it as well. You should read the book that I'm reading right now after I finish. I only got like 100 pages. I'm ripping through it.
What is it?
It's called Irresistible.
Ooh.
It's about
Sounds
the
like
technology And so it's the business of keeping us hooked and why. So like it's behavioral addiction and comparing it to why we don't look at it as a society the same way as substance abuse. So it's really interesting because it goes first just through how like casinos and all these people that create the devices that we're stuck on and the business of keeping us hooked and keep us scrolling. And the thing is like they've done multiple hundreds of studies about, you know, on mice, on monkeys, on the way that we get dopamine and the way that like we'll keep on doing it just to get that little bump and just to get that little hit and the way that it's really really interesting. Like things like one part of gambling they create like it's like the win-lose. Like if you bet something but you win $1 back, so you don't quite get what you almost
you don't
paid
see it
for,
as a big lose, a big loss. Sorry.
So think and
half a beer in, and I'm already stumbling over some words.
But it's
cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers.
The completion of a 30-day challenge.
So it's interesting that just the dopamine that's created from our brains and the way that they study it is the way that everything is designed around it.
Yeah.
But what's so insidious about the behavioral addictions is behavioral addictions like cell phone use, screen time. These kind of things aren't really seen as if you're an alcoholic, you're seen throwing up in the bathroom, hungover, your eyes are bulging.
Puffy,
But the thing is with our phones, it's fucking up our REM sleep. Our screen time's too much. It's affecting the way that we think. It's affecting our dopamine. It's affecting how we can concentrate on tasks because if we go to our phone to check our email, to check a text message, whatever task if you're writing, it takes 24 minutes on average to get back completely into what you're doing. The REM cycle, if you see the blue light 2 hours before you go to sleep, it's going to take an extra 2 hours to go to sleep and get that sleep. So the ways that this addiction is affecting us as a society.
Sounds like a good book.
It's hurting us. Yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, I got it like last Wednesday, and I'm like almost. It's just real. Nice. I love that kind of reading,
informational reading.
Yeah. Well, just because I have an issue with my phone too and my screen time. So
and you're right. It's like we feed into it. I'm the one going to Facebook. Mouse. I'm the fucking I'm chasing the cheese, dude.
There's these rats that have the thing where the dopamine is. There's a button they push. But every time they hit the button for the smallest amount of dopamine, they get shocked. But they shock themselves to death just for
the hit,
the dopamine.
Yeah.
Like we're so addicted to that, and they know how to manipulate us to do it.
Yeah.
And the examples through video games, how now video game use is now amongst women and girls when it used to never be that way.
Dude, I just
found a way to design it.
I just watched High Score on Netflix, and that's a pretty good series. It's like 6 episodes, or 6 or 7 episodes, and it's just like the development and creation of video games and how it's progressed.
Yeah,
and it definitely shows like an inside look to what you're talking about the addicting aspect of it and how they morph and change the video games to keep the player.
Yeah,
you know, you can play on 25 cents for an hour. That's not profitable for business, you know? So it's like they manufacture or insert different chips to I don't know, change the game up, change the scenarios, make them more difficult and stuff. So you'll die and you'll play, instead of 1 quarter an hour, you'll play 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Just profiting off of that addictive high score. You know, I got to get there. I got to be the best. And yeah, it definitely, I'm definitely feeding into, and I said definitely a whole lot of times, but I'm definitely feeding into my own.
We all are.
I think, you know, not downfall, but like just, I don't know, anxiety.
Yeah, the one statistic they said, if we spend an average of the average person spends 3 hours on the phone a day, which is generous actually. I think most people probably spend a lot more.
Oh yeah.
By the end of an average life, that's 11 years off of your life. They're just staring at your fucking phone.
Just staring at that screen. Where is it? Put your screen down, baby.
But just, I mean, yeah, it just takes you out of the moment. It takes you out of reality, man. And the thing is that it's all around us, and you want to see what's happening in the news. You want to be informed. You want to see what you're, somebody just text message. Why do we, even in the good old days when you're walking around, you weren't texting each other all day long. So there was something special about seeing that person at the end of the day, seeing that person when you finally get to talk again, because you get to actually catch up.
Yeah.
Like we're connected, but it's like a facade. We're not connected. We think we are.
Bro, there's a curtain between us.
Yeah.
We can talk to each other, but we can't see each other.
Telephone wire away, baby.
Yeah, baby.
And now, Elon Musk finally put his Neuralink in a pig.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't see it. Like I knew he was gonna try to like they're doing tests on it and all that, but I didn't know they was gonna.
Yeah.
I thought it was going straight human first.
I can't believe they put in Amy Schumer like that.
That's actually really good.
Thank you.
Props to that.
But
That's fun. A pig?
yeah. But so like that kind of technology, it's like when it starts, we're already attached to it. It's already in our pocket. It's right next to me.
Yeah.
It's always in our arm's reach. You have it on your watch. You have it in your headphones. You talk to Siri through your house. It's
Bro,
just,
there's cock rings that are Bluetooth and you're connected to
I like the
too,
ones that you
so.
put inside the old vagine and you can control it from the phone. Have you ever watched like those, like kind of like not prank? I guess yeah, prank. Like they take them out. To
Yeah,
like, you
yeah,
know,
to
they're
dinner
funny.
or something.
Yeah, the girls are always attractive for some reason. I don't know.
It's a porno. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Neuralink is scary though too because it also comes to this point where I don't agree. I don't want a chip in me, right? I don't want a superhighway. But when it's like it'll fix my seeing, if I break my arm or if I get like, you know, Parkinson's or dementia, this chip redesigns my wiring so it fixes me. So it's like at the same time, it's like, well, fuck, man, I guess you do want it for these reasons and also for knowledge. Let's say half the kids at your school have Neuralink.
Google it, bro.
Yeah, they don't even need to go to school. They're already way farther than we are as, adults, which isn't saying much, but they are already. And then to even compete with those people, you would have to do it as well.
Yeah.
So that's a scary thing.
That is scary because that's like a form of AI.
Yeah. It's CRISPR. I mean, we can already do that with genes.
CRISPR, AI, just morphed into one. I mean, I think that's the selling point, right? Like you have diabetes, this Neuralink will help you with that, or blurry vision, or, bad eyesight, this and that, dementia, Alzheimer's. Like that's the selling point, right? And at the end of the day, to try to get them out, like try to push this Neuralink.
Well, it's a great point. It's not even a selling point. It's a great thing for mankind, for humans, right?
Yeah, just the other aspect of, oh, hey, Jimmy got hacked last week. Did you see him? Like, people get hacked on Facebook.
Just make it out with his sister.
People like get hacked on Facebook and they're like, oh, sorry, don't open the message I sent. Like, that's just going to be real life anymore.
I'm not racist. Somebody hacked into my system.
Hacked me,
and I was at Safeway saying,
you cheated on me. Dude, I got hacked.
I got hacked.
Terrible hack. That's the other aspect of it. So it's like, it's a definite scary thing, man.
Yeah.
Definite's the word of the day today, man.
Definitely, dude. But anyway, so I mean, 7 times in the back, that's too many times.
Yeah.
You don't need to be addicted to technology to discover that.
Right.
But yeah, so then riots ensued, as we're going to keep on seeing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the thing that for
peaceful protests that get out of hand.
No, it's mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful,
I would say. But the thing about that, man, is I'm all for, protesting, and I think we all have a right to do it. The thing that scares me, man, is so that same night when all that happened, that governor, they shut it down. They locked down the city. Because it's like it's like with 9/11, it's like with Corona, the lockdown, the quarantine. As soon as the local government gets the power to shut things down, to give you a curfew, you have to be home at 7 o'clock. And, maybe it's not enforced that much. Maybe like the curfew is a little bit bullshit and lax. You can kind of get around with it. But, dude, that's a slippery slope because as soon as they already have that power, they've already exhibited now that they will continue to use this power moving forward, and they'll never stop. So then that power will also continue to get stronger and stronger. And although I'm for, protesting, they turn into riots that get violent a lot of times because a couple of the bad apples or whatever. The problem is now the police state becomes even more militarized because what do you expect them to do?
Martial law, baby.
And we're just one step closer to that.
Well,
and that scares the fuck out of me.
Trump's threatened that with Portland. He's like, if homie, mayor or governor or whatever, doesn't get this under control.
Yeah.
And then I think the mayor...
He said that about Milwaukee, too, and he declined. So he's like, those people wouldn't have been dead if you would have sent in martial law. Like, he offered... Because that's the thing. It's like a Democrat-Republican fight as well.
Dude, everything has become so politicized. It is insane.
This podcast.
Dude, we never talked about politics. It was the weather from the get-go, and which has actually been
Coming
really
jokes.
Nice. Yeah.
Remember when we did the can a pig orgasm for 30 minutes?
You had to go do DMT, dude, and be all woke, so you can't talk about it. No, but like I think he fired back saying something like this is because you're in office. Like these riots are ensuing because you're in office. Like everybody just wants you out. Like that's what the governor said or whatever. But I don't know. Dude.
It's
Like
not just
I've
that.
seen it in baseball. Like baseball has become politicized. Like I think it all started with like the knee, right? Like that started a political, you know.
Now they're doing the Macarena.
What the fuck, man? What are you
I
watching,
mean, the
cricket?
fucking NBA dude is a satanic ritual before every game now.
You think so?
Did you see LeBron James? He's doing the triangle, the 666.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard there's a conspiracy behind that too. Like they have to shout out like their gang or something, or else they'll get killed.
Well, they have to hail Satan right in the public eye.
Right in the public eye.
So,
well, did you see the fucking VMAs? How
why
about
are you laughing about Satan,
Gaga,
dude?
Well, he's alive and well in the Hollywood Hills, baby. That's all I'm saying. Okay, she looked
Helter Skelter, man.
dude. They all looked. They were. It's a ritual, man. The more you take a step back and look at it, like these are fucking rituals, dude. Right, and it's publicized and it's glamorized and it's glorified. You know, because what does anybody want? I want to be famous, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be famous. I want to live in the Hollywood Hills.
So are you
know?
convinced completely that is like ritualistic Satanism?
It's just been so many.
Because that also seems like that crazy, like
artistic,
Jesus Christ, like Christianity, like like
QAnon.
it does, because it starts getting that way too.
yeah.
But the thing is, I've also seen so many videos about these Illuminati about hailing Satan, and I'm like,
Bohemian
is this
Grove,
a crackhead?
like-
Yeah, is this a crackhead theory? But also, you watch the music videos, like they're all doing this.
Yeah.
they're always doing the triangle.
They're always-
there's always symbolism. Are we reaching? Are we writing the story?
That's
Or
what I'm
are-
saying.
I don't
dude.
know. I
That
don't
there's been-
fucking know.
There's been so many too many coincidences.
Definitely.
in my
Definitely.
point, definitely, way too many coincidences, dude. To think that it's like not an outreach, not a you know. We fucking make fun of Muslims because they sit down and pray 5 times a day. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
losers.
you're listening to
What are you,
Billie.
close to God?
You listen to Billie Eilish, dude, and she's doing the same thing
She has
with
an
that
amazing voice.
Yeah, I mean,
But also,
they're talented.
but
That's
also-
not the question. It's just how they use their power, I guess, in a sense,
But
or their
I-
influence.
I also sing about hell, heaven, God, Satan. Like, and I could see that you could construct things to look that way too, right? Like, there's a theory. I think it was Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin that he hailed Satan. He sold his soul. Is one of those, you know, those stories. But then it just turns out the guy that wrote it was just some super religious guy, almost just like just connect. It's like if life is a scattered connect the dots game. It's like you choose what you want it to look like.
Choose your own
If that makes
adventure,
sense.
doggy, yeah.
Because if there's enough material out there, like how many hip hop videos are there? Okay, we keep on looking at the 5 same artists, 5 same people. Is that because they play into that? Is that because they are hailing Satan? Is it because there's a pattern that we found, so we're just illuminating that pattern? Or is it a coincidence? Do they like the dark arts because, like, I love Halloween. People love Halloween. We
Yeah.
love ghostly things. We love otherworldly things.
yeah,
So it could just be that too. And now it could be, dude, like, I'm going to cover my left eye.
because it'll get me attention.
That
Or-
and because it's like, it's poking fun. It's leaning into it as
Yeah.
well.
yeah, who knows, dude? Who knows, man?
I'm trying to find, I'm asking you. Tell me the truth.
I don't know the truth.
Dude, do you want me to tell you? Okay, this is a truth bomb, dude. Definitely. Is
Definitely
my
a truth
Achilles
bomb.
heel of spelling. I'm a terrible speller.
Yeah.
But definitely, I'm so bad at spelling, definitely. My spell check still
Defiantly?
still doesn't know what I'm trying to spell. That if I ever say it, I always say deaf just because
Most
of that.
deaf, yeah. Oh, deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Which I
reserved.
hate because I'll be doing a really long, like if it's like a poetics thing I'm sending somebody and I do that and I try to do definitely, I try every time.
You-
And
oh,
one
you
day
have
I'm
to.
going to fucking get it. And then I shorten it to deaf. I'm like, now I just seem like a douchebag.
Yeah.
You know, it's going from
for sure, like this
Chadwick
articulated.
to
Yeah.
Chad. You know, I'm just like, I don't know.
Damn.
That was probably a bad reference since that Chadwick guy just
I was gonna say.
you know what I
I
mean.
don't know if you were
That's
leaning in
probably why
or
it was
what,
on
bro.
my head. Damn, I need to do DMT. I got to erase this part of me. But definitely is my Achilles. I'm so bad at spelling that word.
Really?
It fucks me up.
I've
man.
gotten a lot better. You know what my Achilles was?
How do you spell it?
I'd have to type it out, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're bad at that. So it's a
I'm
lot
bad.
of
Yeah.
people.
No,
Okay,
no,
cool.
it's not just you. Definitely is one of them. There, like, you know, THEIR.
Yeah.
But it just dawned upon me the other day. Like, it's just the first. You know, it's like THE, and you just pronounce that, and then you know it's the. Because I always get confused with the E before I or I before E, except
I
after
before
C
E,
type of shit.
Yeah, come
but
on.
it doesn't always apply. That's a bullshit rule in the fucking English language. Because I before E except after C doesn't always apply. Like in there's not a fucking C in the word, and the E comes before the I. Like, it's a fucking loophole, dude. So
oh, you're right.
But like,
Dude, you're dropping bombs on this show,
truth
dude. Are you Iraq?
Definitely.
No, I'm Iraq. You be the U.S., dude.
Yeah. No, but like just words like that I just come. I'm just like, just type the first and then IR. So like you find little ways to remember. That's how I studied, dude. That's how I would always pronounce the fucking words. It was a spelling test, and I'd always pronounce the complete word in Spanish, because in Spanish how you read the word is just pronouncing every letter, and that's how Spanish works. So I just transferred that into English, and fucking worked out. I was really good at spelling tests.
So yeah, 7 shots in the back.
7 shots in the back is
law,
slightly overkill.
Martial law, and then so that scared me, and then so the riots ensue, and then we have bring us to Rittenhouse.
Rottenhouse, I like to call him Kyle Rottenhouse.
That's not his name.
Well, it is what it is, dude. See,
self-defense,
self-defense or murder.
You tell me. Just tell
What
me
do I think?
Yeah.
I think at first I was like, damn, that sounds fucked up. Homie killed. But that's all you hear, too. That's all you see. It's like 5 headlines that are like, Rittenhouse killed too. You see that. So that gets embedded into your memory, creating a bias in a sense,
So do you see the video or I guess. Yeah.
So I saw the video. And so after the video, I was like, okay, first off, that looks like self-defense. He's running through the town with an AR-15 or whatever he was carrying, and he was running down, and people were chasing him. People were trying to hit him with skateboards. Like, people actually had guns too, as well. Like other rioters or protesters had guns as well. So I'm like, it's not crazy to think that it's self-defense. And like I read something today that was actually I read 2 things that kind of contradict themselves.
Good
and
boy.
2 words. Just I read 2 words.
2 words.
This is kind of like it's like when you accidentally understand imperialism, and it says if going over state lines to protect American property from terrorists and savages is a problem, then our boys in the Middle East and all over the world must be criminals rather than heroes. So because Rittenhouse went over a state line. To protect American property.
And he's 17, which is also...
That's kind of, yeah.
That's against the law.
Is it?
You have to be 18.
To own a gun? Maybe.
And also to even carry.
And then, okay, so then I read this. It said, combat veteran here. Just a perspective. If you arrive armed at a place...
Sounds like a lot of Blue Lives Matter people you follow.
Oh, that's the main page I followed. Just the perspective. It says, if you arrive armed at a place where violence is happening, prepared for violence, and you engage in violence, there is no self-defense. You are, in fact, a willing combatant. If you do this without being sanctioned by a government outside of a combat zone, you're also, in fact, a terrorist. We had another word for armed civilians operating outside the military as well, insurgents. So, and then it goes... if your recourse to the terrorists is to look up the criminal history of the victims, it is no different than looking up the criminal past of everyone that died on 9/11 in order to justify the hijackers.
Right. People have made that meme, right?
Right. So I don't know. It's a fucking.
But did you see the
snowball,
video?
dude.
They were chasing him because he killed somebody prior to those.
Yeah, but what they didn't say, and this, I'm fucking up in the air. I'm not on his side. I'm not on their side. It's not, and maybe that wasn't the right.
In the
place
car lot where they threw a Molotov
cocktail.
It wasn't. It was a bag.
But then he also shot that person, and
I was calling him the N-word.
And you could, okay, I didn't know that
prior,
but he
which is not the 17-year-old, the guy that he shot.
Was calling him the N-word.
Was saying, he was yelling very violent, very viciously at him. Which is which is interesting.
Free speech, right? You can say whatever you want. You'll just look like a racist.
Well, it's also, but aren't you protesting a Black Lives Matter? I mean, not protesting. You're protesting.
You're trying to protect the
killing.
yeah. But like,
and the Black Lives Matter is celebrating this guy. They're they're saying he was killed, and then the Blue Lives Matter side, he was a pedophile because he was
right.
But he was dating a younger. He just turned 18, and his girlfriend, I believe, at the time was.
She was gonna turn 18 like in a couple of weeks. That's always the excuse, bro.
But but how many?
But like he was seen on the
16
phone.
or 17-year-olds are dating that then the 17-year-old turns 18. She's like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, but that's not a. I don't like you're an.
But that's what I think that's what I believe. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into logistics. Like you and I have no fucking idea what we're talking about, especially to those hard facts. I'm just saying I think everybody's I don't know if it's self-defense or not self-defense. I think when you start going towards the fire, towards the explosion, you're in danger. You know that going
nothing good is going to come out of it.
Nothing good's going to, and then especially you're seeing, you don't deserve to get shot in the head by a 17-year-old that shouldn't even be there in the first place.
Yeah.
But also, businesses don't deserve to get burned down right now. People's property doesn't deserve to get burned down. And
then the argument with that is like, well, they're all insured. Okay, still, but it's fucked up. Like a business shouldn't.
Are they, dude?
We're
making the meatballs on the table.
Some of the mom and pop shops aren't going to be able to reopen up.
And
like, you know what I'm saying?
Insurance is
like,
bullshit most of the time. Don't everybody in America know that?
Oh yeah, they'll
insurance
probably
is bullshit.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously. But like after he shot the first person and he was running afterwards, right?
Right.
It's like you see him on the phone. He called the paramedics. You know, he called the paramedics.
Yeah,
He's like, "Hey, there's right."
Yeah.
And so when he fled was when the gang or the mob started coming after her. And so that's when he fled, which is like a reasonable fucking reason to flee.
Yeah, of course, because they're going to beat the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen the people that are laying on the
and
ground.
then maybe in that case,
like a soccer ball. I mean,
that's insane. And maybe in that case, it would have been more of a case of self-defense, right? I don't know.
Yeah, but
still, you're going, like you said, you're running towards the fire, dude. You're gonna get burnt. You know?
If he would have stayed there for the mob, I guarantee he probably would have been killed.
Yeah, if he hadn't killed maybe 7 others or something like that.
The mob was so big at that point. Yeah, he'd kill 7 others.
But then they'll get him. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. The mob would have gotten to him for sure. But it's like
so crazy.
Like CNN,
what are we talking about? It's so insane,
right?
Dude,
this is why I'm having fucking troubles like with reality, dude. Because you say like it takes you 25 minutes to get back to whatever task you're doing after you fucking look at your phone. Like I fucking dive in head first to those 25 minutes.
It feels like you have to be.
And then like I look up and I'm on a fucking number 11 looking this way, watering some fucking grass, and I'm like, fuck, man, life is so weird right now, you know? And it's such a battle of reality versus fucking reality in a sense. Like, what's my reality compared to what I'm fucking ingesting? I don't know, man. It's weird. And again, I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, but am I a little low on you?
I'm just turning you down whenever you're talking now.
Oh, all the way. All the way down.
I felt a little hot in my ears, but I'm just high and probably a little drunk.
Dude.
It just takes one beer now.
Should I bring the fucking thermometer to read you and shit before we do this anymore?
You can read me right now, boy.
You're probably a good one. Nah, you're probably 99. 99.1.
Joke's on you. I temperature check every day at work, dog, and I was 97.2 today.
Yeah, this morning. You don't think your body fucking fluctuates after you have a couple beers and smoke?
I don't think so, dude.
Well, you might be a redneck, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, Larry the Cable Guy. Okay, plug your TV back in.
Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah.
That was not Larry the Cable Guy, dude.
Okay. Pedro the Electrician.
Thank you.
Dude, that is a great character idea. You lean into, it wasn't Larry the Cable Guy, who was it? Like, something, the landscaper, and all your jokes can just be purely
based on landscaping.
Dude.
I can make it, dude. Maybe I can become famous.
Can you think of one joke off this?
No, but I can tell you that, and this is true.
So I was mowing somebody's lawn the other day, and she got out of the shower
and her husband asked me to trim the bushes. So
I said, you need me to trim that bush. Hell yeah, dude.
Cheers, bro. Cheers to that.
Good to see you.
Pedro the
People are dying in the streets and we're being dickheads in here.
No, dude.
But it's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know.
We're not the only ones, dude. Scottsdale bars are packed. Fucking Tempe bars are packed.
Masks?
Like, no, there's no fucking
People
regulation to it, dude. I don't know. And
I say we start I mean, somebody said that we should start wearing our masks around friends and family too. So I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think when you go home, I would leave mask and shield on.
Shield too.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
You have a baby.
True chains, dog.
And
you know it was fun. Well, it's not funny, but it was. In other times, it was completely normal. But like yesterday, we went out to eat for Rachel's grandmother's birthday, and I went outside.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Abuela.
I went outside because Izzy was getting fussy. It's past her bedtime.
Yeah.
You know, she was,
like you deal with this. I'm out.
Yeah, so I went outside.
Pedro out.
Pedro and baby out.
Oh,
and,
I thought.
Oh no! I brought her out, dude. I'm
gonna go get high.
I dealt with
this
it.
baby.
I can't deal right now. No, but I walked out, and then there's this sweet old lady. You know, she probably well into.
How do you know she was sweet?
Late 80s because of the way she
Taste?
talked.
Oh.
And I licked her. I must have. You know, I'm a big sweets guy.
It's always surprising when the old people are sweet. You always get kind of a musty butterscotch.
Yeah,
from
it
it
depends if you know.
When it has that sweetness to you, you're like, you're a different kind of grandma, aren't you?
Yeah. She took care of herself. You could tell. You
I
know,
did acid in the '60s.
Yeah, so that was the sweet aspect.
It tastes like key lime
But she
pie,
came
baby.
up to like Izzy and I, and she was like, "Oh, what a cutie, just talking, you know,
6
feet away, whatever."
Are you
and
sure?
then positive. And then Izzy like
reaches
out.
Not the return of that.
Sorry, dude. I didn't do DMT last week, so I'm not as well as you. Sorry. Izzy reaches out to this old lady, and the old lady, you know, grabbed her hand, and you know, but in other times, like that would have been completely fine. Now the only thing in the front of my head is like, oh fuck, you know,
Damn.
Corona or you know something like. Not that either of them have it, but it's like. And then on the way home, I was like, well. If anything does happen, I think my baby would survive because just babies are semi-resilient and their fucking immune systems are. If anything, fucking Grammy's gonna die. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
like
rest in peace, dude. Birthday and a
she
funeral.
might not be birthday and a funeral, baby. Yeah, but you said that because like I have a kid and I have to be more aware. And yeah, that's definitely true. But it's. I don't know. In the past, that would have been fine. Some sweet old ladies, you know.
We're not in the past, dude.
I know, dude.
Grow up, bro.
It's definitely AC, man.
Grow up because the world is, dude. So you got to keep up, man.
After Corona.
The treadmill is going on 7 and you're still walking at 3, man. You got to fucking speed up, dude.
Sorry, dude.
7 shots in the back. Martial law.
Rittenhouse. Self-defense.
Self-defense or not self-defense. You never asked me what I thought.
That was literally my first question, and then you portrayed or like you fucking projected it back onto me.
It sounds like you're attacking me, dude. I think you need a Neuralink.
I think I need another
Or a
alcoholic
drink.
beverage. Yeah, but what do you think? What do you think about it? I mean, you saw my stance. I'm fucking in the air.
Well, that's what I see. That's
I think
that's
we're.
what
I
was
think a
saying.
lot of us are.
Yeah.
The majority of us are in the air because, in a way. It is self-defense, but in a way, it's also you went there looking for it. You know, it's weird.
For both sides, you went there looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you were destroying property.
To see, I guess
in American territory, and like some patriot is gonna act up.
Yeah, I guess the weird thing for me is, I don't know. I jump back and I just realized like what I was saying last week when we were gonna podcast. All this stuff just happened, and I didn't have the amount of information, the amount of videos I have now that I've seen. So, like, now that my views really changed, it's just like it's floating. It's somewhere in a gray area that I don't know how to feel. But I also feel like if I didn't have this friends list of like Russian bots and people that are probably trying to manipulate me, because I get more like anti-Biden ads than anti-Trump ads, which is strange.
Oh, because you're definitely vote Trump.
Yeah,
2020.
So I see a lot of these weird like Republican people that I don't know when they still show up on my feed sometimes. But I see some of these videos, the full length videos that I don't see from CNN and MSNBC either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think George Floyd's like the 12-minute tape that didn't get leaked anywhere really. It was already old news. Nobody cared to see that he was resisting arrest for 12 minutes.
Right.
He still doesn't deserve to die like that. Shouldn't be kneeled on. Nobody should be shot in the back 7 times. Nobody's disagreeing with that. My parents, who are super conservative, and other people that I know are conservative that I've had conversations with, don't agree with the way that these people are killed or murdered, not killed, murdered.
Yeah.
Nobody agrees with it. So why does it seem like there's a fucking divide between us?
Because there is, man.
But is there, or is it controlled by the media that's feeding us? Like, where do we get our news from?
That's what it is. If that exists, if the existence of the media is misconstruing every single one of us to like at each other, at each other.
Because they want to separate. If we were all together, they'd be in fucking trouble. We're not talking about Greenpeace anymore. We're not talking about straws, reusable, anything like that. We're so far away. We're just like, don't burn down the city right now.
For real.
That's crazy. And why do you think that is? Like, it's because they don't make money from things going well. Who makes money when things are going well? Or is the independent artists, the small companies, the people
mom
that are
and pops
changing for the better. Because they're not powered by greed and money and empowerment, you know? So that's, you got to look there and be like, we all fundamentally, what are we rioting against? What are we protesting against? We're about somebody getting shot 7 times, becoming paralyzed, and being handcuffed to a hospital bed. Show me one fucking Republican, conservative, Trump supporter that says, yeah, that was justice. No, everybody's like, that was fucked up. That shouldn't be. No,
man. I'm gonna be devil's advocate right now, and dude. Say we're in what? You're really, gonna rip on my drip? I'm saying from what I've taken. From my Russian bots on my Facebook, from my friends list, there's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people defending defending their for example, a lot of people defending Kyle Rittenhouse is like it almost, your racism is showing a little bit. It's like it feels
he killed white people.
No, but it's like the BLM factor of it. That's the whole thing.
But supposedly that group of people, I mean, I'm not a Tea Party conservative.
You mean George Soros' best friends?
The Antifa, the people that are wearing the Hawaiian shirts. I don't know. I think like in the beginning of that video, they're actually saying, we're with you. Just don't destroy things. Yeah. And then then I don't know, is it like, then you see videos on these conservative pages of people breaking cars, breaking windows, starting. These people didn't do anything. It was the cop. It was the police. It was the government.
Yeah. I think we've touched on this, every time we have one of these conversations, it's like, why are you destroying your own town? Like
that, the police are going to get stronger. More people are going to die in the hands of police. And then, the kid walks towards him like, why didn't you kill him?
Right.
So now you want us to kill until now we're supposed to kill everybody.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is like, I see my friends that are on the defensive side of what's going on and these, well, you get the people that are like, well, if you're not doing anything illegal, then you'll be just fine.
Right.
Or
Jesus.
Okay. But I see that throughout my feed. So you're saying to me right now, like, we're all like, this is wrong. The majority of people know 7 shots in the back of the head or back of the, in the back.
So what's their argument? What are they saying? What's their point to saying he did what he was reaching in the car for what could have been a gun or a knife?
Yeah, they just find the most, plausible factor in the scenario, in the situation, and justify it, in a sense. Because I've seen videos too, dude, and then it's like the white people being like, get on the ground, and it's like, you see context for these videos. I don't. Is that manipulated? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You see, like, I see the context, like, okay, the cop used a taser, and then after the cop uses a taser, the guy still gets up and runs after him. Like, that's when you shoot. Right. That's when you shoot. Not like, or like you said earlier, like, we don't see the 5 minutes prior to these videos.
Yeah.
And maybe that's misconstrued or fucking handled differently. I don't know. It's that conspiracy aspect now, thinking and asking these questions. You critical thinking, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I had somebody made the point. They're like, I was surprised when I first saw that video that they didn't edit the clip even sooner to him just going into his car door. And like, I was like, that's a really interesting point that like people are thinking about the manipulation of how do we make this clip worthy? How do we make this Zoom? How do we
get this viral, dude?
How do we get shares? Like, news networks are thinking about that because that's a paycheck.
It's a business, dude.
And that's what it is at the end of the day. So it's like, how do we clip this up? Is this bite worthy? Are people going to bite on this? Is it worth it or is it not worth it? And just
media is the biggest influencers, dude. Fuck your IG models and cappuccinos in the mornings. Media is the biggest influence, man.
It's crazy. And that can go with Republican, Democrat to conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Like, I've been down that hole before.
Dude, I'm in that hole all the time. And I keep digging, dude.
Yeah, I know, because
it's hard not to. Once you're in that hole, like...
everything starts to seem like,
you
hey,
question shit. You question shit. You're not just blindly like, oh, did you see CNN? And I know people like that.
Me too.
People in my family like that. You know,
What's happened to me? It happened to me last week when I first saw the video, and I was like, that's fucked. Like, all these, like, I don't, you get outraged. They do it. They hit my, like, when I see these things, I do get outraged. I feed the reptilians. I'm angry. I'm fucking upset. I'm furious. But I also don't know what the fuck to do, but they've triggered that. They hit my dopamine switch.
That's
and
what
they
want,
fueled
baby.
exactly what they want, because what do you get more than joy? You get people coming back with fear, anxiety, and anger. Fox News.
Yep.
And everybody's Fox News right now.
CNN, dog.
CNN is Fox News too.
I know.
And I think
Well,
if you don't realize that, and I didn't for a long time, I don't know if it's gotten progressively worse over the last couple of years, but I just feel like it's the biggest fucking... Look up anything that most people share and it's fucking not true.
Yeah. Well, that's... Yeah, and then now what's getting shared around is the meme of like how to do research on your post or whatever you share. It's like, read the article, check out the source. Is the source dependable? Ask the questions. Like, now you have to do all of that, like, which you should have been doing from the fucking get-go,
Also, that article should be responsible for doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, well, dude, back in the day, it was yellow journalism, dude.
Yes.
Yellow journalism was illegal. You'd get fucking, prosecuted and
which
charged
also
for
shouldn't.
it.
I guess, to go backwards on what I said, that shouldn't. You should have freedom of speech in a way as well. The thing is, like,
the satire
news
aspect is what you're saying. Like,
I would just say,
like the Onion Network.
As
and
an
stuff
American,
like that?
you should be able to burn a flag. You should be able to do whatever you want because it's a supposedly free country.
Yeah, true.
So free speech. That's the tricky thing.
Yeah.
Where do you find? Because hate speech. Is that free speech? So that's like that
Hate
weird...
speech is free speech, right?
And you have to kind of support
You're free to
that
feel
to
hatred.
be free
Yeah.
in a weird way. Because as soon as you take that one away, they take
Then
the polar opposite.
you're
and then
fucking-
it just keeps on getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
And you're in fascism, dude.
Yeah. And I don't like fascists.
I mean, I like fashion.
But where were we going before that? I feel like I had something I wanted to say about... I don't know.
Remind me, jog my memory, dog.
I was hoping you would jog me.
I don't know. We were talking about Rittenhouse, defending
I don't know.
friends on Facebook,
This is the dangers of marijuana, people.
and alcohol. Now
And
that we're
alcohol, dude. Before our podcast, the last 4 weeks were just incredible content. Dude.
Bangers.
Amazing. They got numbers so huge.
huge.
Yeah,
Man, we'll
I hate when
see.
that happens. I feel like I just got the worst brain fart. I felt like I was going on to something so good.
And then
It wasn't going to be good, though. I just need to remind myself that.
we're the mice, dude. We're the mice trying to find that dopamine.
It's on that little hamster wheel, dude.
Over
Not
and
even
over
hamsters
again.
are on the wheel.
Yeah, man. Who knows? It's just shit right now, dude.
Yeah.
All I'm reading is shit. All I'm feeling is shit. Like, and I shouldn't. Like, I'm happy in my marriage. You got it?
Yeah.
You got it? Bring it
Okay.
back. Bring it back.
So
Hold on. Let me reel it in,
retract
baby.
back
Retract.
with who do you think?
Damn.
All right. So the thing is, so free speech. The problem is like every dickhead can post and have their own website, can have their own link, can have their own news journal, live journal, whatever it is.
InfoWars,
Back in the
whatever.
day, if you wrote some of this crazy shit and you came to my desk in the New York Times or whatever local newspaper it was, they'd read it and be like, this isn't going to print, or it's going to be small. We're going to cut this.
Yeah,
it's not
column
going
it.
to be. So I think it was filtered through so many people because you had 48 hours until the next press, until the next story comes out and they throw it at your doorstep. Let's get the facts. Let's investigate. Let's be like actual journalists.
That's what I'm saying.
But now
gone.
it's all, it's just that quick click because you can publish something that makes all of us fucking react, all angry, all frustrated without knowing the whole story. So you shouldn't report it on the story. Last week, we could have done this. We did this with George Floyd. Last week, we could have reported on this or talked about it, podcasted about it with less knowledge than we know now. But waiting on it 1 week because we didn't have to be like, It's
instantaneous.
and I think it's a dopamine fix that makes you want to be like, oh, we're up on it. We know
oh,
about
I know
this.
Yeah.
Early on the podcast, the news alert came out on the iMac, and we're like, we start reading those live. It's like, why are we going to read news that we haven't got time to think to fucking consume, to
ingest,
and look at both angles? We are guilty of the same people we're pointing our fingers at.
Oh, 100%, dude.
It's hard not to. We're all fed into that loop, and when you consume the loop, you want to start fucking putting your hand in it. You want to be part of it.
Yeah,
dude.
you want to be. We're all fucking
contributing. You know,
the hamster on the fucking wheels, dude. We're all in the loop, and hey, listen to my opinion, or hear this. I heard that Sally told whatever. Like you want to be the first on things, and sometimes that's not the best. As we've learned from doing this, it's not the best approach to actually having a real conversation, because at that point, like
doing DMT.
Yeah, doing DMT. But like we talked about George Floyd the day of.
It was like an hour or two before, I swear.
And that was so fucking catastrophic, I feel like.
If we had any actual platform to be like,
no, for sure. But it's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cuz you mentioned it to me, and I was like, you know what, we may have misspoken. It's going back to the Crystalia, Callan, and Brendan Schaub. They talked about how Crystalia, he got in trouble
for talking to him, who's supposedly a friend.
Yeah, and it's like we do it all the time. We just talk without really knowing.
Yeah. We should also be able to be forgiven, I guess. I guess that's also the part of cancel culture. I think if we're putting our best foot forward, if that's the thing, like I think you sent a message to, was it Rick Glassman or something? I think he was on Tiger Belly or something, and he said something about, there's actually two podcast things that have really stuck with me. And that was one that he said, and it was about something about his past self that he was embarrassed or something.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not my past self, but I appreciate I'm
proud of you.
I'm proud of who.
I'm proud of what you were trying to do. Like, I do genuinely know at the end of every day, even though I do misspeak and I have fucking stupid ideas and I do dumb shit and I bite my tongue all the time, I also do know that I was genuinely putting my best foot forward with a open heart, with a heavy heart, with love, joy, like doing the best I can. I do a lot of self-improvement, I work on myself.
Yeah.
I try to put my best foot forward. So I do know, even though I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed of that person, at the same time, I think it's beautiful to be like, I'm proud of you for doing what you can.
Yeah.
And I guess the problem is with cancel culture, that's a lot of times it's patterns. It's people that continuously make these mistakes and do these fucked up things.
True. And but no, not anymore. Cancel culture has just become so disproportionate. I feel like it's extreme, or it's not even on the radar, because okay, say for example, Callan, whatever, 20 years ago he committed this. You think he's the same person that he was 20 years ago? For you to cancel him now, and you can see his progress from, probably 20 years ago, if he's listening or if he's, putting out content and stuff. Like, I feel like
rape is rape too. I mean, and then the argument is like, if you don't know, it's hard to come out. It's hard to speak up. Like, I can't speak as a victim either.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
it is rape, but I fucking hate putting a but after it is rape, but it was such a different time 20 years ago. It wasn't. I mean, it's like I'm not trying to justify. But no, but self-defense.
No, it's true.
It was a different time. These, although they were going on, these aspects or situations with people taking advantage of their position of power to get say sexual favors or whatever.
Yeah.
All that was going on, but it wasn't talked about. It wasn't portrayed. It wasn't.
It was almost bragged about, right? It was like that little joke, almost. Mad Men, and I've never seen it before, but I know like that workplace comedy of spanking somebody. Like, it was kind of weirdly, right? It was rapey. But yeah, it wasn't.
But it was accepted. It's what it was.
But it's also so hypocritical, because looking at liberals that put Obama as like the sweetheart, that's like he was against gay marriage for so long. I mean, it wasn't until his second term.
Yeah, but
So it's like-
he's married a dude. What are you talking about? Michael Obama, dude.
All right, well, putting that aside, pushing it aside.
No, yeah, like,
But like,
what are you, Ted Cruz? Like,
But like sometimes you can go back in somebody's past and be like, this we need to show. But other times they can make fuck ups and you ignore it. It's like you choose when and when not to ignore it. Like you make excuses for some people, but you don't make excuses for other people. That's the problem. It's so black and white though. Anyways, like there's gray areas between Harvey Weinstein and Louis C.K., right? I mean,
there's a
but
couple of different
that
colors
but
between it, not
thrown,
just gray.
but they're thrown in the same category.
Yeah, and it's blanket statement. You
Yeah.
know, that which is also not right. But
So should we get onto your accusation? I feel like this is a big drum up.
for what accusation?
The sexual misconduct that we were hit with last week. The listener that came forward with what you
Dude,
did.
I'm not ready.
5 years
Dude,
ago.
I'm not ready to talk about that.
They're just Reddit's going crazy. Like you guys have got to talk about this. But anyway, so
Let's move. Maybe
move
next
on.
week.
Let's move
Maybe
on.
next week I'll be a little bit. I'm talking to my therapist right now about trying to. And luckily, no charges have been pressed.
It's a great point though, man. It's because it's interesting, but it's taboo to talk about, to be the buts.
Yeah,
To
right.
say, but it was a different time. But they were fucked up. Like, if you can excuse alcoholism, drug addiction, depression, anxiety, being bipolar, if you can say these are diseases, what's to say people can't suffer from diseases and be a shitty person? I mean, I think about like my past, and I don't have any those kind of but like of just being an asshole,
Yeah.
being a shitty person. And not just to the women I dated, to my best friends, to my family. I've said the things I've said to my parents are fucking disgusting. I mean, some terrible, terrible things and also the people that you love because you know how to hurt them, which sounds really maniacal, but like in certain times, who said this?
You know where that shank should go. You know the right person.
But like somebody said this, they're like, people always say, you always talk shit or about your exes or about what situation. It's like, yeah, because inevitably you broke up.
Yeah.
So at some point, there was a really disgusting area in your relationship, but you were together for so long. So you treat each other like shit. You grew acceptable to bad behavior because you knew you're on your way out. Or
trauma loves trauma, dude.
I mean, that's 100%. Or trauma creates more trauma. Like it's addicting too.
Yeah.
It's still comfort. You still reach for that. I mean, but it just like you think about that and you say, what is, I don't know. It's like you have to look at disease as well, or addictions and problems that people are suffering from, and see, do they grow?
Illness,
do they get a chance to grow? But then also it's like, you fucking murdered somebody, you raped somebody, you stole from somebody, you
steal your past and its baggage,
kidnapped.
Right?
Like what is?
Yeah,
it's
what
it's
do
a
you
tricky
justify,
thing.
or what do you get to redeem yourself from? Almost,
That's what's hard for like these groups like Facebook and stuff that we hate so much, to have 600 billion users or million users, and you're like, well, why don't you police this hate speech or this group? And it's like, dude, this is the biggest social network for the first time that we know of in human existence. It's like, we're doing the best we can, or are we being evil?
Yeah.
And I think from the other side, you can look at it like it's evil or maniacal, but maybe it's just like, I mean, Zuckerberg looks like a fucking freak, because imagine what he's doing. I mean, imagine it, dude. Can you imagine waking up that you created Facebook? The thing that's like, you don't even know who works for you anymore.
Yeah.
You don't even know what it is anymore because you own so much shit. Like,
bro, did you see?
That's crazy.
There's fucking child pornography on Facebook.
No, I didn't see it. What do
if
you
you
mean?
if
This
you
is a Blue Lives Matter people you follow?
Yeah, QAnon. If you
yeah, that actually came up. Did you see that?
What?
The QAnon site, I guess, that all this like information leaks and stuff, is also a host for child pornography and trafficking.
Really?
And the main guy
I'm not surprised, dude.
Me either.
I'm not
just
surprised.
like, yeah.
And it's like, we've said this before, like these movements or groups that you follow, fucking trace it back.
Is it like cult leaders? It's like, it's the power. It's like, if think it when you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think for all cases
Fucking
there are genuinely good people, but I
yeah.
think so many people are just really want to. Dude, I'm watching Nexium on HBO. It's like a documentary about a cult, a huge cult.
Okay.
I had no idea about.
Oh, NXVS, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a podcast I listened to had one of
Yeah.
like a member of that.
It's really good.
cult.
But it's like I didn't know about it. It was like such a it's
modern.
It was huge.
It's modern. It was like couple
2 years ago he finally
yeah.
got arrested.
It's crazy.
But I also watch it. I'm also like, dude, I get it. I would fall for all of these. I've had
drink
a song.
the Kool-Aid,
I've had a
baby.
song like written. I always love this title of like I fell in love with a cult leader because like it is in my blood 100%. Like
well, it's that comfort, right? It's that
well,
trauma
it's that,
loves
but also,
trauma. And
no, because at the bottom line of it is it's like want to better your life, think positively. What do you do? Like it's religion in a different sense of religion.
I have to pee so bad, dude.
Oh damn. Well, we're near the end. Yeah, we're about near the end.
But yeah, it is.
But next time it's just interesting.
Is
like
it on
there's so many.
HBO? You said?
Yeah, it's only.
I
I think there's 9 episodes, but they're only on episode 2 right now. So it's a little slow to how it's moving. But I think it's just such a big story. But just crazy how big of a move. It was like hundreds and thousands of people.
Like known people as well, right?
Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, like people that actually like, and then becoming part and entangled in it. Just like it's so interesting.
Okay,
that,
Jada, calm down.
All right.
Calm
But
down.
I don't know. I think like that guy. He wants to lead. He wants people to follow. He wants people to like lean on his every word or something. They want more likes,
Bro, you don't
shares,
think
and we're all
fucking-
getting it.
You don't think IG is a form of a cult?
It is? That's the creation
don't
of the
think-
like button is one of the worst things that's happened in human
You don't
existence.
think these are rituals? Like there too many coincidences, bro.
Well, what
that
ritual? What?
we were talking about earlier.
Oh, you're
just
just
like
going back. I thought you might have something with Facebook or Instagram.
callback, dude. Come on.
But
Get
the
over
likes
that.
thing, dude, like that's the biggest fall in
You
our
know,
society.
One
for
of
sure.
one of them has been the likes, and then the other one is the notification, like
Yeah, we'll turn 'em
bright,
off. I turn
bright
those off for
red.
sure.
Yeah,
Oh, that one, yeah. In that book, they're talking about how the zero email. I know we've talked about it before. The zero email, like that's actual an addiction for some people. Like always keeping it at 0. Like that is a thing. That's
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
I was like that for a while, but I gave up, and now I have like 11,000 emails.
Yeah.
And like I don't even go through my emails anymore, really, until
Damn.
I order something and then I'll look at it. I don't know, dude. It is the little red fucking button on your application telling you that you have something to look at or
It's crazy, man.
and I do like the likes. You know, everybody likes the likes.
Yeah.
On your post or on your stories or whatever.
It's dopamine,
dude.
though. That's the thing. It's like that's from the book. You read that it's a science. There's
It's
a formula.
implemented,
There's
yeah,
a reason
yeah,
why
yeah.
you feel this way. There's a reason why you keep on fucking going back to it every single time.
Refresh, baby. Refresh.
Because that like hits that dopamine spot in your brain,
yeah.
your little fucking rat brain.
That's
they know
true,
it
man.
does, dude.
And you see
it's
that shit?
not a coincidence.
Yeah, you see it with
That's not a coincidence.
with pornography
Definitely.
too, dude.
Oh yeah.
Pornography. And honestly, that's something that I struggled with in the past.
Yeah.
And it's and honestly now I'll be fucking vulnerable, whatever, fuck it. You know, like right now I just feel like I feed too much into it, man. It's
addicting.
It's the dopamine.
I know.
And I may sound like a fucking, sick bastard, like I have a daughter, this and that, whatever, dude. It's
one of the most viewed things
Yeah,
in the
like,
world,
it's not-
in the history of the world.
but I feel it, and I kind of wanted to bring it out and say it
Yeah.
just to hold myself accountable.
be
You know what I'm
honest
saying?
to
Be
it.
honest with myself, and because if you don't talk with people about, and it's a touchy subject to bring up to your Christian raised wife and never really have seen pornography. Like it's a touchy subject. So I mean, I'd rather fucking post it online.
Hell yeah,
than
of course.
talk to my wife about.
Well, we've
this.
talked about it,
But
on
it's
here
like
a lot.
I feel like if it comes to a point that I can't, by myself do this, take control of it and say like, you know what, cut it out because you see the fucking ramifications of it, If I don't come to a point like that by myself, I would reach out to, my partner or, closer friends. So
on a podcast.
on a podcast to the fucking internet. But
That's all.
and I think I think
those addictions, dude.
subconsciously I wanted to bring it out. So.
Everybody, it's the thing. It's another one of those things, man. They know how they're doing it. And that's the thing that's scary, man. It's the thing that like people are generally gonna like not want to leave their house, and they feel these connections all by themselves, being quarantined, working from home, never leaving.
Dude, if I had boobs, I'd never leave my house. I'd be a single man living in my parents' basement.
Well, you would because the quick dopamine fix, but you don't realize what you're missing out on because you were never shown that. It's like if you live a quarantine life for so long. It's like the city life doesn't sound good. It's not appealing.
It sounds chaotic.
Yeah. And it is, but that's also beautiful. It's like the thing of being uncomfortable that's also good. It's how you grow.
Sitting in your feelings, baby.
Yeah.
I've tried to teach that to my daughter, dude. Like she's getting to a point where she knows if she cries or
attention.
like not attention, but like, you know, she's playing with this and then like it's time to take it away. She doesn't do that with like her shows, but she'll have something and then like you'll take it away because you need a changer or something, and she's starting to click and like this. If I cry and make a tantrum, you know, then I'm able to get this. So like we're shutting that down so quick.
Gotcha.
Like today, Rachel took something she shouldn't have been playing with. It was a piece of paper that she was like chewing, and then so like Rachel took that away from her. And she just sat there and cried for like a minute. And I was like,
damn, vibes.
I'm not going to help you out on this. And Rachel's like, just let her sit in her feelings. And it was like one of the truest, you know, it's like, let her sit in her emotions. Let her learn that this isn't going to get you anything.
You have
you
to.
know,
That's
you
the
have
hard
to.
thing about being a parent.
It is really hard.
Between friend and trying to grow.
Yeah.
While you're playing the best way you possibly can.
Exactly, man.
It's like.
So it's. Yeah, life's just in a funky spot, you know, with everything we're dealing with, and
but it's better than a lot of people and places.
100%. Right, I'm grateful. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for sure. I'm 100% grateful, and always try to stay humbled to that. You know.
Hell yeah, dude, grateful.
Damn,
Staying humble,
dude.
Did
I just take
Illuminati?
DMT? Did I just take some
Illuminati
DMT? Dude?
signs,
I don't know,
dude.
man. Check it out, bro. All right. Well.
All right. Well.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Yeah.
And honestly, congrats to fucking completing this challenge, my dude. We didn't really talk about it, but
yeah, it's okay. We'll be here next week with a guest.
Oh, damn.
Amor y
Y
Paz. Did you hear?